Anyway, so talking about onboarding, I'm here at home today. It's my days off. Don't mind all the noise in the background. Got some chickens out here crowing. We got a afternoon thunderstorm. A lot of thunder. It rained a little bit earlier, but yep, just a fall little thunderhead there. So don't mind that noise there. So yeah, I decided that maybe I should get on here and talk about the experience that I had, that all of us had to do. Uh, the Bull of the Woods. That's funny. So, right on, man. Cool name. I just want to talk about what happened at the onboarding. I mean, it's not really onboarding. Basically, everyone at our DC had to do training or continuous training, or I think they called it continuous training something. I don't remember the last term, but basically, they want everybody to go through like the onboarding process at least once a year. I'm gathering that they don't do this at a lot of other DCs because I've got several people in the East that says that they don't do it and they wouldn't do it. But that's okay. I don't mind. I actually look forward to it. Hey, Lisa. And I actually look forward to it. It was kind of a challenge for me. I had no idea I was going to be super sick, but it was actually fun. It was a lot of fun. So for those of you that don't know, basically there's a procedure called onboarding, and that's where if you get a job at or you're going to get a job at Walmart, you'll get interviewed, and then they'll set you up for a date for onboarding. There's only so many locations throughout the United States, and one of the locations is in Red Bluff, out of where I work at, which I believe we're the ones that started this whole thing, as far as having an onboarding facility. In the beginning, it was our GTM and our safety guy at the time. They decided we should make a course where experienced drivers could do it, and we can have like a little training thing out here in the parking lot. And long story short, I think Bentonville basically found out about it. They said you weren't supposed to do that, but let's go forward with it. And then they ended up integrating this into the onboarding process. So now there's onboarding. I know in Red Bluff, there's somewhere in South Carolina. Uh, there's one in Utah out by Grantsville, and there's probably several others. I just don't know where. Seymour, maybe Indiana, places like that. And
It's Crespo.
hey, Crespo. So yeah, Grantsville, yeah. Which it's funny because Grantsville, I guess there's kind of an inside joke there. They got the burn barrel that everybody talks about because it gets freezing ass cold out there in the winter, and so they had the burn barrel that everybody wanted to gather around. So that was kind of funny the way everybody kept talking about that. But anyway, the point is that you have to go through onboarding to get hired here, and so you have to you have to do a backing, which there's like three different backings. It used to be 20 minutes you had to do them. Now someone told me the other day it's 15 minutes. Doesn't surprise me. A pre-trip, which by the way I have the pre-trip guide. I'll share it with anybody that wants it. I'll probably put it in the description after this live is over. And and so you have to do that in 30 minutes and then a drive test. And so that would be 5 days if you're going to get hired here. So for us, like I've been at Walmart 18 and a half years, it'll be 19 this December. And it didn't matter. Everybody had to go to this for 2 days. And so we went through the procedure, we went through the backing, the pre trip, and the drive. I did well. It wasn't as hard as I thought it'd be. I don't want to downplay it like it's nothing. I understand. I was a new driver once 24 years ago, and this would have been pretty huge for me. This would have been a big deal. To me, it's just like when you do your DMV to get your license. But we ended up doing that, and it we ended up doing that, and it was it was pretty much all on the first day. Second day, we did a thing where we did what they called advanced packing. And I made a video of this. You guys probably saw it. I'll put it in the description here probably after this. But man, it was hard. It was super hard. And what really sucked was I was really sick. And so I was just miserable. But even though I was miserable and sick, I liked the challenge. We had a good time. The backing was much harder than we did as an advanced backing. And I'll be honest with you, the whole truck rodeo thing, I can't stand that. I did that once when I came to Walmart, and I never did it again. A lot of guys are really big into it, but I didn't mind this training thing. It was good. It was good to get connected with other drivers and actually get challenged. And so, I mean, basically, I want to tell people don't stress about it. It's new drivers, people that are getting a job here. A lot of people really stress about it. I think mostly people they get overwhelmed with the intimidation of it all. Most people I've talked to, that's been the deal. They're like, I just didn't like the guy standing over the top of me with a stopwatch, or you know, I'm not used to having somebody in the truck and I got to drive around and they're like watching me. And I get that. I would have had the same problem. But what's Crespo saying here? Not ready for winter. Moved down from Northeast to Texas to get away from the cold. And now teaming. We'll be going to the Northeast every week. Yep, there's no escaping it. You got to do it. Besides, you're a Walmart driver. You should be doing this. You should come up here where I'm at. We'll do a couple trips over Donner, putting some chains on, a little bit of Snoqualmie, and maybe some White Pass. We'll have a good time. I guarantee it. I don't mind doing the snow. I mean, I don't want to do it every day. It gets miserable after a while. But, to have a little bit of it, it definitely keeps things a little bit exciting. I've got some dash cam footage. It's pretty hairy. Matter of fact, I have some dash cam footage where basically we had whatever they considered a blizzard here a few years ago up on Donner Pass. And yeah, it was just slamming hard. And I got dash cam footage of that snow coming down. Well, I had put it on one of my videos. And actually, I forget what news organization got a hold of me. One of them, and they said they wanted to interview me for something that had to do with that story, but I ended up not getting back to them soon enough, and they went with something else. But yeah, you got to have that every now and again. I actually enjoyed that. Heck no. Oh, come on, Crespo, it's gonna be okay. um, I've never put chains on. Yeah, a lot of people claim that. Totally understandable. But one of the things I do want to straighten out here is that I had talked on this last video about I didn't think Walmart was going to be hiring as much, and I probably got a little excited and didn't say it right, and had quite a few people that were saying, "Oh, they're not going to hire anymore," and it's like, well, it's not that. I just feel like it's going to be a lot harder to get onto Walmart and a lot harder to get hired, and I'll tell you why I think that. Um, what people don't know that are not part of Walmart is that when I first came here, Walmart had, a lot of grocery DCs, and most all of them, well, no, all of them were ran by outside carriers, like the one out of McCarran, Nevada. That was ran by a company called Great Wide. Yeah, that was a total catastrophe. But anyway, besides the point. And many others across the country all ran by third party carriers. And so occasionally we would go in there and run a grocery load or two. But overall, their main people were all outside carriers. Well, Walmart wanted to get rid of that. So, I mean, you got to figure we have like over 100 DCs in the United States. Excuse me, should have grabbed something to drink. We have over 100 DCs in the United States. I don't know what we had when I first came here, but it's cheaper for us to do the groceries than it is outside carriers. And we've had meetings over the years where they put it down on the overhead saying this is how it's cheaper. Even though those drivers aren't getting paid as much as us, it's cheaper for us to do it. And they laid it all out why it was not a good thing. And they said we got to get rid of the third party carriers. Oh, thank you. And so when they started hiring in 2018, they hadn't really hired from, like, I came here in '06. I think by '08 they were pretty much done hiring, other than, you got to do some hiring when people quit, retire, get fired, die, whatever. But pretty much nothing happened for all those years. And then 2018 rolled around, and then they just went to town on hiring, and their mission was to get get rid of all these third party carriers and this kind of thing. Um, they've done most of that. I looked on Drive for Walmart the other day, and there was only like a page and a half of positions. Generally, there's three full pages, and there was only like a page and a half of openings. So, I mean, there's that, and then the referral program, which drivers will get $5,000 if they end up getting somebody else on here as a referral bonus. They've dropped that down to 2,000, and they've capped it at only 8 a year. And um, the other thing is when I was at the training where we did the onboarding training, they said that, yeah, we used to like explain everything, like this is exactly how we want you to back up, this is how you do it, come in this way, do this, do that, or whatever. They said they don't do that anymore. They just tell them this is the backing situation, go to it. Or on the pre-trip, they said they give out the guide, which I have the guide. I'll share it with you guys if you want it. They give them the guide, and that's it. And it used to be they would go through and tell people. And this is what they told me at the school when we were there. And they said, we're just not doing that anymore. I mean, for someone that's been driving for 20 some odd years, okay, whatever, big deal. But for somebody that's only been driving for like 2, 3, 4 years, yeah, it's probably kind of a big deal. They probably could use that help. And so I can only figure it's because, you know, they're cutting back on hiring. They're just not hiring as much anymore. So there's a million things going by here, and I'm missing them all. Can you see them on yours? Let me go. Let me catch up here. Sorry, phone's a little bouncy. Mount's kind of weak. If you tell people if you have a chance to apply for it, you never know when they will be hiring again. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Well, that's what I've been saying the last couple of years. I'm like, I get it. It seems like, oh yeah, it's a big free for all. Oh, everybody's getting hired at Walmart. You got to know that's going to end, right? Eventually, and that's kind of where we're at now. It's going to be a lot harder, and there's going to be a lot less people applying. So I mean, I've been kind of shooting that horn there. Hello, new watcher, trucker by blood. I never actually chased a career. My father drove for 47 years. I rode with him almost 15 during my childhood. I became an auto tech. You know, that's kind of funny you say that there, Robert. Um, my dad was a mechanic for 40 years, and he says, do whatever. Do, this, that, whatever it is you're going to do, just don't be a mechanic, is what he told me. He taught me how to be a mechanic. I could do it. But he goes, do something else for a living. So I ended up picking truck driving. So I'm kind of the opposite there, what you're talking about. Oh, let's see. We'll be going again soon in Red Bluff. Who's that?
Julio
Julia?
Sanchez. Julio.
Julio.
Keep going.
Yeah, they're good people there in Red Bluff. Super friendly. I mean, yeah, it's not bad at all. 15 years now. Want to get my CDL and follow my family lineage. My question is, where should I start? That's a tricky question because, my experience, most people don't agree with it. A lot of people say that, you should look for the best job, be local, go home every night, when you first try to find your job, which is super hard to do because you don't have any experience in that first 2 years. And I did the unthinkable, according to most truck drivers nowadays. I was just like, no, I don't want to fight trying to get the best job ever and all that. I just want to get that 2 years. When I started back in 2001, that was all that was talked about. They're like, just your mission in life is to get 2 years experience, and then you can start to get better jobs. And so I ended up going with Swift for a few months. Like, what was it, 3 to 4 months or something like that? It was like 3 months. And I don't recommend it, but it's easy. It's the easy path. You're pretty much, I mean, if you don't have any issues or whatever and you get your CDL, they hired me before I even had my CDL. I wasn't going to test till the next week. And I called them up and they said, yeah, we'll take you. And I go, but I don't get my license till next week. And they said, no, it's fine. Just let us know when you get it. And then we'll send you a bus ticket and we'll send you out here to Phoenix. And they did. And well, it's for history from there. But I basically went with them for 3 months. I'm not going to go into that whole story of why I quit. We had a little pay discrepancy problem. And, I was young then. So I got a little huffy puffy about it and said, to hell with you guys. But you know what? It worked out because I landed up working for a couple different places and I landed up hauling fuel and then went into tankers after that, like food grade tankers. And so it was really, it turned out well for me. But I mean, where to start? It's kind of up to you. I mean, you can go to a lot of these mega carriers. They're probably going to want to take advantage of you. They probably put you in a situation where you'll end up wrecking your license if you're not careful. If you can handle just telling them, no, I'm not doing any of that, and just get your experience in, that's fine. One thing I've learned about people to get into truck driving, they're used to your traditional job where it's like, oh, well, you can't quit or you can't tell them nothing. It kind of doesn't work that way in truck driving. Um, when from the get go, I wasn't going to put up with anything. And when they told us do this, do that, I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing any of that. And it's like, if you don't like that, you can fire me. It kind of didn't, I felt like it kind of didn't matter in those first 2 years because, when you go to get a job, I don't think people are looking so much, well, what kind of employee was he? They're looking at more at, did you wreck the equipment? Did you at least show up for work? You know, that kind of thing. I'm sure a lot of people can argue with me on that one, but it worked out fine for me. But
So,
I think one of the best thing to do is I would try to get into fuel. I had a brother-in-law that went directly from school into fuel. He had that opportunity. That seemed like an awesome thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying he was looking into getting with a company that helps get the CDL.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few of them out there. I know CR England does it. I've talked to some people and they're totally thrilled with it. I talked to other people and they're like, "Oh my gosh, never do it." Yeah, CR England does it. I think Swift did it. They did that for Jason, right? Yeah. A lot of them do it. Um, just know that you're going to be in debt to them, till you pay some of that off. I think they knock off like most of the cost
If you work,
if you work for them for a certain amount of time. Um, I mean, yeah, it's pretty expensive. I mean, not a lot of people have $5,000 to $6,000 for trucking school, so I totally get it. Let's see what Crespo say here. Prime. Let's see. Yeah, drive like you stole it. Actually, you're right. Drive like you stole it. Confidence is a lot. I kind of a little bit agree with that. You know, in a joking kind of way. How far back does Walmart go on your MVR and DAC record? I think 10 years, but I wouldn't quote me on that. I just recently found out that some of our people that work here, they got arrested for drugs like years ago. More than 10 years ago. Um, I think there was a DUI involved with one guy. So I'm kind of clueless because I figured, oh, they would never touch anybody that ever had any of that. And yeah, there several people I met so far that had a bunch of stuff in their past. So how far they go back, I kind of feel like it's 10 years. But I mean, you can always call that number on Drive for Walmart website, and it'll tell you. They'll probably tell you. They'll tell you the details on that. You tell your kids not to be a truck driver. I was a mechanic at Honda. Oh, that's right, you were a dealership, and then service advisor now, a super trucker at Walmart. Right. Well, at least you're working on Hondas. It could have been worse. Looking to go with a company that helps get CDL. Yeah, okay, I got that. Thanks. What'd I do? You're welcome. I would love to
You
talk.
answered.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm not good at these questions here. So anyway, so yeah, I probably should have made a video like this a long time ago. What?
So love to talk more. Tell them to email you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Just email me at don@20plustrucking.com. If you forget the email, no big deal. Just look in any of my videos in the description. Email me, and then we can land up exchanging numbers or whatever and talking. I'm pretty open to always talking to pretty much everybody. So yeah, sounds good. Um, yeah, I wish I'd have made these videos a long time ago because in like 22, I think we were in full swing. 2022 of like majorly hiring. 22, 23, I couldn't believe how many people were getting hired. I mean, I came here in '06 and we went from 6,500 drivers to 16,000. So that's like almost 10,000 drivers we hired in less than, I don't know, what was that, 7 years, like 7 years. Because the actual hiring was between 2018 and 2000 and now. And yeah, this probably would have been helpful because I've met so many people that they were just so intimidated and so overwhelmed by this that it was just messing them up. I'm not saying it's super easy. I'm just saying that that's generally the biggest problem. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You're welcome. So, what was the other thing I wanted to share? I got the pre-trip guide. I'll share that with you guys in the description. If you're not a Walmart driver and you're looking.
Also, if you want more Walmart content, Crespo, who's been talking on here, go to Crespo's channel. If you want
Oh,
more
right.
Walmart content.
Yeah. If you want more Walmart content, Walmart Crespo here in the description. Go to his channel. He actually does the team driving, and to me, I feel like if we land up doing growth, it seems like that's where we do our growth at some point. Like get a bunch of team drivers, because the amount of freight that crosses this country that's a Walmart trailer, but some other companies pulling it is massive. It's like super massive. And this is just my logic going here. It seems to me that they would just blow up doing that. I don't know if it would save them a lot. Crespo can tell you more about that. They get a lot of miles. Well, him and his partner, they work you guys work 6 days, and you guys cross the country and back again, right? And then you land up getting your 3 days off. I mean, how many over the road, like true over the road, like I'm going from coast to coast, gets to go home every single week within 6 days and get 3 full days off? There's not a lot of that going on. I mean, that's kind of rare. We have 30 teams in my DC and Sanger. Yeah, and there's like three locations or something like that. So I mean, that's not much. I mean, it just seems to me that there's room for growth with the team thing with Walmart. What's up, Beard Gut Boomer? About 6,500 miles in 6 days. Now that's between the two of you. LTL team driver here. We used to run Atlanta to Riverside, California, and back then home. Yeah, and with Walmart, you're limited to 65 miles an hour. But we still make tons of money. I mean, I think Crespo makes something close to $500 a day. I mean, and that's every day. That's not like, oh, I had a good day or whatever. That's like, well, tomorrow's another day. Probably making $500 for something, whatever. Not a lot of over the road companies doing that. I mean, that's wild. That's pretty crazy.
Question.
What's the question?
Does Walmart want 100% of Walmart drivers hauling their freight?
I'm sure they would like 100%. I don't think will ever be possible. But yeah, I'm sure they would. Like I said, they spent back in the early days when I was only here for a couple years, they spent a lot of time telling us what they wanted. I'm not sure why, but in like safety meetings and stuff, they would explain to us that this is. I think the reason why is because they wanted people to have more pride in the job. Because we were all saying, how in the heck is it cheaper to have us haul your freight when we're all getting paid over six figures? Even back then, we were getting paid six figures, you know. And then you have these other companies that get paid way less, and they said simple, it's simple math, and they explained why, and then we were all amazed, like, oh, you know, it was really obvious that many of these truck drivers working for these third party companies were getting absolutely ripped off, and these companies are just raking in the dough, and Walmart can do it cheaper. Let's see, what made you leave Tanker for Walmart? You know, I was with Jim Hartman, Tanker Company. I did dairies. I did organic dairies all through Oregon, and then I went cross country. Took cream out to Wisconsin. Used to go over down to Florida to a milk plant down there, and then I'd get orange juice and come out to California. I had a ball doing that, and I've told the story a few times. But our vice president of the company, he had worked for ConAgra for a lot of years, and he was basically at this tanker company as kind of a retirement thing, you know. And me and him got along really good, and he liked me because I'd always be the one to clean up the mess with a lot of people that just didn't give a crap, and he appreciated it a lot. And he knew that I was meant to move on to something more. And you know, we were having a conversation one day, and I was complaining, and I go, "Why can't we get drivers in here? I don't get it because we were always short on people." And he goes, "Well, you know, we just can't compete with that DC up the road." And I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, we can't pay what those people are paying. We can't give you guys the benefits what they're giving." And I'm like, "A good point. I didn't even know there was a DC up the road." And I went home thinking about that, and I'm like, "Why did he tell me that?" And then I realized I respect the guy a lot. He's smart. I should find out. And I ended up calling one day just to be curious and ask them about it. And I kind of got rushed into it because I called at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got HR on the phone. And this is back when you can talk directly to them. And I go, "What's the deal with this Walmart job? I keep getting told it's a really good job." And the guy his name was Don, like me. He was the head of HR. He goes, "Could you get down here like in the next 30 minutes?" And I'm like, "Barely." And he goes, "If you get down here, I think you should fill out an application. We're not going to be hiring after tomorrow." And I'm like, "Ah, what the hell?" So that's what made my decision on the phone. I kind of got pushed into it. I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to work for them. I don't want to wear a monkey suit. I don't want a truck that, you know, is limited on speed and all that. And so I was negative coming into this. And then, well, I ended up filling it out, and then I got a call back like a month later. So, but what I was originally saying about the tanker company is that, yeah, I drive as fast as I want, and I drive as fast as I want back then, and so I was getting like 4,200 miles a week. So I was laughing, Crespo, because you said you guys got what per person you're getting like 3,500 miles. Yeah, I was not happy if I wasn't getting, you know, at least over 800 miles a day every day, back in those days. And matter of fact, when I came to Walmart, when they wanted to know how many miles I had, I didn't want to tell them because then they would have realized I was running double logbooks and all this other stuff. So I was like, "Oh, I can't tell them how many miles I drove. They're going to be like, what?" But so anyway, the rest is history. So what do we got here? I'm way behind now. Oh, yeah, I'm behind. Okay. Atlanta. Yeah, okay, got that one. Yes, 504 guaranteed a day, and don't even drive the first day. Nice. Yeah, there's no over the road companies doing that. It's just not happening. Um, what'd you say? We would stay team if our current run gets contracted out and look for another job. Covenant owner operator running for $1.68 per mile. Cool. I'm doing good. Is that Verhat? Verhat Cam?
And then he said that guy did you a huge favor.
Oh, I thought that was done. There's more.
Yeah,
Jeez. Did I miss anything?
you're good.
Remember how bummed you were when they gave you an automatic truck? Yeah, I was pretty bummed. Well, I mean, I had long nosed Pete drive like a maniac. I never back in those days. I didn't even have. There was no smartphones. I had a flip phone, and I only called just to find out what my next load was, and that's it. My dispatcher back in the day was Pam, and I would call her and be like, "I'm here, I'm ready," and then she'd give me my load, and then I wouldn't talk to anybody for like, I'd talk like once a week to work, and yeah, so I'm used to 18 speed and all this stuff, and then I came here. I was bummed because they were 10 speeds, and then they go and offer me an automatic. Yeah, I was bummed. I mean, it pretty much took away the whole truck driving experience. But you know what? After about 6 months, oh hell yeah, automatic's just fine. I'm not complaining now. It's too easy. Blessings in disguise. Yeah, that's how God normally does it. Sold in 1990 for a classic. 2009. Yeah, hauling containers. Been a current job since then. Containers. Walmart was going to do containers. We bought like massive amounts of brand spanking new containers. And we had this big meeting and they were talking about us doing containers. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do containers. Oh, why did you get this crazy idea in your head? And I don't know all the details, but I guess Schneider got. Was it Snyder? I think Snyder got the contract or something for all those containers. And I got all these emails and I got all these comments on the videos saying, "Oh, we got your containers on." And I'm like, "Dude, joke's on you, man. I don't want to do that. Thank you." So now we have massive amounts of containers. They're using them for storage, and I don't know what they're doing with the rest. I mean, behind our DC, I don't know how many containers are parked out there just collecting dust.
Here's a question: what company would you say is a good starting company?
Uh, it depends on where you live because I would, in my opinion, a good company to start with would be Fuel. I believe where Dirty Broke works, which is Gemini, which is the Love's Fuel or Love's truck stop. I think they hire people out of school. I thought he said that if that's the case, that Gemini would be where I'd want to go. Now, if you live up in the Northeast, I'm sorry, the Northwest, up in Washington, oh, definitely get into fuel hauling and get a hold of one of these, the Indian nations. Cougar Den was one of them, and my brother-in-law, he went right out of school and right into hauling fuel. If it was me and I was up there, that's what I would do. If you're not into any of that, the lightning storm has knocked out the power. So thanks for showing up, you guys. I appreciate it. Not by choice, but I think I got to shut her down here.
Yeah, lightning. Well,
is it working on your end?
No.
Turn the volume up.
It's been
Is it stuck?
Pretty choppy.
Not by choice. Yeah, no, there's little bits and pieces here. This is not going to be good enough to continue. Hey, thanks for showing up, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. All right. Talk to you later.